Hey everyone, I'm back, and it's been quite the summer, as it's increasingly unclear whether the UK is on the verge of civil war or whether it's just that most people rely on social media for their news, given that the BBC remains about as reliable as one of Angela Rayner's tax returns, and the Labour Party is now so bad that even Jeremy Corbyn's decided it's a bit embarrassing to be a part of. Keir Starmer, of course, is the sort of leader who's such a coward that he'd be a deserter from the Salvation Army, and he's surrounded with the sort of people stupid enough that they probably failed and had to reset their COVID tests. As to Jeremy Corbyn, I'm not sure if he's settled on a name for his new left-wing party, although Party McPartyface is still available, I think. Actually, just looking it up, apparently it has the provisional name Independent Alliance, and I'm sure Corbyn will like that news, seeing as the word provisional has connotations with the IRA. Perhaps he'll go with the Provisional Labour Party, or the Real Labour Party, or I can't believe it's not the Labour Party. Anyway, the summer has mostly been marked by a culture war of people hanging up Union flags and England flags, whilst the councils frantically try to remove them, claiming flags are offensive to people, apparently. Mostly left-wing sensitive types, I imagine. This was all satirised very well, though, by a video I saw where someone was putting up bags of rubbish decorated like England flags to guarantee that the council would collect them immediately that morning. Elsewhere, everything from post boxes to mini roundabouts have been painted with flags, to the point that Council Jobsworths were probably very confused watching the recent England-Andorra game the other night, where tens of thousands of fans came dressed as mini roundabouts or post boxes or whatever. Personally, I was more surprised on my travels when I saw a mini roundabout just painted white, and I thought, jings, even the French are joining in on this flag stuff. As to where the truth in it all lies, I've got a friend in the US who asked me about it quite recently. Is it as bad as it looks? And ultimately I said it's a bit like US gun violence. You could drive across the country and never see a thing, but it's also very easy to find if you know where to look. My view on it, though, was also that it's just great to be able to take part in completely legal civil disobedience. A few weeks ago, for instance, I went into one of those awful tourist trap gift shops and picked up a sticker book full of Union flags. Not something I would ever buy, especially at the price, but I did use the contents to cover up several hundred Palestinian flags on my travels. As to where it all lands, ultimately it's going to have to get a lot worse before it gets any better. And if I had to put money on it, I would say it would be some sort of confrontation between trans activists and a local council deciding to ban the teaching of all LGBT subject matter in schools for fear that it offends a local minority. At some point, a teacher will probably be sacked and possibly go to jail over this for mentioning LGBT subjects in a school of mostly Muslim pupils. And at that point, I've got a bag of popcorn and a bottle of Macallan to open up to turn on the TV as the streets of Leicester or Birmingham transform into a full-scale race war. As they say, do you know the difference between a teacher and a terrorist? No, although neither does Israel. Anyway, see you next week. If you like these, click subscribe.